All right. Okay. I was going to leave it alone. But then I said, screw it. I'm going to put my foot right in my mouth. So, Israel. Israel is heating up again. Temple on the Mount, I believe, Al-Aqsa. People were, Palestinians were attacked. And we had groups like Lahava, and we see, the Israelis dancing because there are fires, I believe, around or maybe in Al-Aqsa, the holy site for Muslims. And I see these idiotic suck-dim bread tuber types. I'm not even going to give them the time of day, really. I shouldn't. Who will say that Christianity and Islam can be compared as the same thing. Ooh, that's a hot take. That's a hot take, And of course, then they'll be like, well, I only said that ironically. It's just like when you see these atheistic type folks, it goes to show just how little power they actually have and how little understanding of the world they actually have. This is why atheists will basically always show their cards and will be like, well, actually, I, support this, I support these weird religions that have no connection to Christianity or Islam or all those big religions. I don't like them. And it's just like, hold on. And when you see these types, just know that they aren't worth your time. You're just like, all right, believe what you want. And I was like, I remember when I heard this on a stream, and I said, bad faith. Christianity and Islam are not the same thing. And then they're just like, why can't you, you can't compare them. Oh, well, why can't you compare them? And then they block me and they ban me. But the thing is that when you have that sort of attitude, and of course they all have the same cookie cutter answer where it's just like, well, you can criticize Israel without being anti-Semitic. You don't even know what the fuck is going on. You don't even know the various groups. You don't even know, like I say, they will not talk about Baruch Goldstein and then won't even talk about Hamas or Hezbollah in any sort of realistic way. And I know Hezbollah is in Lebanon proper, but yeah, Hezbollah has attacked Israel proper in the past. I'm just saying, Hamas is the main one, but yeah. Honestly, if I had a choice, I'll be honest with you, I would choose Hamas and Hezbollah over Israel any day of the week. I'll be honest with you. Inshallah, if I had the choice. But it's easy to play centrist and all this sort of thing where it's just like, oh well, it's bad what goes on, what Israel does. But don't blame the people. Who makes up the IDF? Well, that doesn't have anything to do with that. Yeah, it does when they start shooting civilians, when they are bred that way, They'll ask, what do they think of Meir Kahane? Any of those, they don't want to talk about it. They choose to remain ignorant about it. Meanwhile, of course, Israel presumably continues to attack, to try to limit and shunt the efforts of Syria and of Iran by attacking tankers, by attacking, oil refineries in Syria. So, fuck you, frankly. Fuck you to all those centrists out there. Fuck you to all those bread tubers out there who just continue to be like, I'm a centrist, and, I'm going to put on my fedora and start talking about, I'm going to compare Christianity and Islam. I'm going to start doing that. No. even in more of a meany way, like saying that Catholicism, it's like, look, Christianity is not one thing. And that would be hugely bad faith if I ever said otherwise. Do I think Catholicism is the same as baptism, is the same as evangelicalism, is the same thing as, I don't know, Seventh-day Adventists? No, they're not. And so when I see this sort of bad faith sort of thing, this atheist sort of thing, where it's just like, well, Christianity is all the same thing. Christianity and Islam are the same. You must be a pedophile because you're a Christian, even though this person said it in jest. It's just like, like it goes to show that these folks really are putting people on a bad road. Like I say, I blame those followers of people like that who really think somehow that, oh yeah, being an atheist is so cool and everything. But it's like, the thing is, atheism is not good. You know, atheism in general, I don't think is good. I've had days where I've felt, my faith slip, and I would say, but I've always felt a belief. Like I say, maybe I've done it in the wrong way, and maybe I've been, and rightfully so. Kaz did say that, yeah, my beliefs are more Calvinist, which is kind of cringe. So but anywho, I think that folks who just try to compare religions like that and compare big old religions like Christianity is this way and Islam is this way, ignoring that Christianity, being broken up between baptism, Anglicanism, like I say, there's so many others that I could talk. It's like, to say that they're all the same is bad faith. The same thing to say that Islam is all one thing. No, that's bad faith. To say that there's no difference between Sunni, Shia, I know that there are literally hundreds of different breakdowns of Islam. I do realize that, but I know nothing about them, so I'm not going to. I just think it's hugely bad faith. It's like, you should, like I said, I think in general, me included, Americans should not speak on Israel. Like I say, honestly, it's like, we should not, because we continue to show our ass, because the people that do it usually are either like evangelical, like end of the world types, or the fedora tipping, like, well, if they were all atheists, it'd be different sort of thing. Like, you can criticize Israel and not be anti-Semitic. It's like, just, oh my goodness. And then they give, like I say, I've said this before and I'll say it again. Where the hell do they come up with this idea where it's just like, Israel is a colony of the U.S.? Where the fuck does this come from? That comes from a place of huge ignorance, in my opinion, where it's like, are you going to deny that there are groups like Haganah that were started in 1921 that wanted a separate Israel, that wanted a Jewish state? I do not understand that. I'm sorry, but yeah, I don't understand that. I really don't understand that sort of logic. Are you kidding me? Oh my gosh, we give Israel missiles, so they get support from the U.S. Oh yeah, the U.S. controls Israel. No, if the U.S. fell apart tomorrow, Israel would be fine, and they would find. And like I said, then the Israel. That's just such a retarded take. It's like, okay, if China started to give weapons to Israel, which may happen, you never know in the future, but if China ever gave weapons to Israel, is Israel then a puppet state of China? No, you would never say retarded shit like that, because it's ignorant. It has no basis in reality. The fact is that Israel is its own thing. and Israel will find another sugar daddy. After the U.S. falls apart, which I believe it will find somewhere else to build the big shit. Like I said, oh man, I had to get that off my chest, because when I see these moronic people and the people who actually believe this shit, where it's just like, oh yeah, well, the U.S. just controls Israel because oil. It's like these people, sorry for the thunder there, but these people are idiots. And it's unfortunate because, once again, I've said this before and I'll say it again, but the people who follow Vosh, the morons that follow all these sorts of bread tubers, why the fuck would you say something so stupid? That's my take on it. Why the fuck would you say something so stupid and so not based in reality? And their followers these are going to be the same morons who are going to be, running for, who think the Dems are going to make the system better. That's fucking stupid. And I just tell you that's fucking stupid. Who think that somehow, and these are going to be the folks who support BDS. And it's just like, you can say what you want to about BDS, but when it's banned in most states in the union, because this right here should break the idea that the U.S. controls Israel. No, it's the other way around. If we can't even agree who controls what, then you're an idiot. Oh, AIPAC doesn't have any power. Are you fucking kidding me? When BDS is banned in most states in this country, and then you're just like, well, we control Israel. No. When BDS can be banned in the United States and can forfeit federal money coming to cities, it's the other way around. But there are a lot of moronic people out there who I don't see. Like I say, I've even seen people like Finnish Bolshevik, and I know I like to dab on him a bit but it's like, how can you type, if you're an ML and you really think the U.S. controls Israel? I'm like, what sort of shit is that? Oh my goodness. So yeah, this was a long rant. I repeated myself quite a bit. I'm sorry, but holy shit. This needs to be called out. These idiots need to be called out for their hypocrisy. These folks have no understanding of what goes on in the outside, and they stay in their own little bubbles of like, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. But yeah, I think that's all I really have to say. It's just these are the morons you're going to have to deal with in the future. They're going to be molded by this sort of ideology. This sort of, actually, just stop. That's all I have to say. Just stop. Oh man, that is tiring. Okay, I gotta end it here because I'm just gonna sit here and just find something else to rant and rave about. But it's pretty much just goes off those tangents I already said. Anyway, I hope y'all enjoy that. See you later. Goodbye. God.